Hey YouTubers, and welcome back to Tony the Technician channel. And today on Tool Talk episode 9, we're going to go into the differences, or my thoughts on the differences in between cheap and inexpensive tools. Now my thoughts, most DIYers or weekend warriors will start looking for the cheap or inexpensive tools, whereas the professional that uses tools all day long, almost every single day, will look for inexpensive tools or high brand, really high quality, usually coming with a high cost type of tool. So today we're going to be talking about the differences in between cheap and inexpensive. So first, before I actually take you over and show you some of the inexpensive tools that I've purchased, share some brands with you, cheap to me is almost like, if you do purchase them, they're going to be those tools that maybe you only need that one time. Maybe a job that you're doing that you don't ever plan on doing again, but you need that one specific tool, but you're really not going to want to go spend a lot of money on it. And cheap also comes with a lot of those gimmicky tools, like the Gator Grip. I had one at one point. Gimmicky tools are like those ones that you see in stores where you're like, oh, that's kind of a cool idea. And maybe you purchased it and you're like, wow, this is about as stupid and pointless as a tool could be. Basically all of us have gotten one of those, and they're cheap. Inexpensive being brands out there that sell pretty dang good quality tools for a really good price. And those are what a lot of people look for. Inexpensive doesn't mean that the tool's, gonna break on you. Inexpensive is what I look for a majority of the time, great deals. Something that I might only use a couple times a year, but if I do use it a lot, it's still gonna hold up, and it's gonna hold up well. That's an inexpensive tool to me. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you some brands and sets that I have that I believe are inexpensive and are good. If you're only gonna do a job a few times, you're not gonna be breaking the bank on them. And if you end up using them a lot, you're definitely gonna get your money's worth. And then cheap are just the tools that a lot of us try and stay away from. And I still have a set or two of cheap tools. You guys might know, like I said, I had the Gator Grip. I also had a tool that I'm going to show you, the Pittsburgh snap ring pliers. At the time I was like, I didn't use snap ring pliers a whole lot back in the day. Well, now I find myself using them quite often, and when I tried using those Pittsburgh snap ring pliers, I hated it. Well, I don't know if they have more than one set now, but it was that $5 red handle set. I'll show it to you. And I really did not like it whatsoever. I consider that a really cheap tool. Now that does not mean everything at Harbor Freight is a cheap tool. There are inexpensive tools there and great deals. So let's get into this, and I hope you guys enjoy. This is exactly what I was talking about. Now I really don't have any cheap tools left. I've basically gotten rid of all my cheap tools that have really disappointed me, and moved to inexpensive, good quality, good price tools. Yes, I do have expensive tools as well, but this is going to be for a lot of DIYers, and I really think it'll be helpful for you guys. So I can't even sell this. Nobody's going to buy this. It's $5. If I try and sell it, I'm going to sell it for $1. Like, the only thing I could do with this is give it away to somebody or throw it away. So basically, the reason I don't like these is because the quick change head on these, it's really bulky here, and this tab moves around a lot. I don't know how many times I've grabbed this thing and this spring is actually shot out of the tool. But at the time I was like, oh, these will work good whenever I do have to come across a snap ring or a retaining ring. But when I went to go use it, I did not care for it. And that's when I actually switched out to the Tekton set. Not expensive. You're not spending $100 or $150 on a set of snap ring pliers. You're getting all four of the common ones, your internal and external snap ring pliers, and it's about 20 bucks. So yes, you're paying a little bit more than what you did for the Pittsburgh one, but you're not spending $150 or so on a big set. Now, if you do a whole lot of jobs with snap ring pliers, you might need a bigger selection than this, but for what I do, this works good, saved me some money, and I've been able to get done any job that I've had to so far. Actually, I recently just disassembled and reassembled my Pro Billet distributor, changing out the stop bushings and springs and everything, and there's actually a retaining ring in here on the shaft that you had to remove in order to do some of the work. So these really came in handy on that. The Pittsburgh, as far as the snapping pliers, this style, I know they have others, but this style I consider a cheap tool. Now moving on to some inexpensive brands. Capri, a lot of us tool guys have been doing reviews on Capri tools. They're fairly inexpensive, jeez, and really good quality tools. I've been really happy with it. I have a screwdriver set, the wrench set, and a couple other items, and I haven't been disappointed with any of the sets so far. So I believe those are good price, good quality tools as well. And then another big one you guys know I hit all the time is gear wrench. I have a lot of gear wrench stuff. Now I stay away from as much as possible of the Chinese gear wrench and stick to just the Taiwan gear wrench made stuff. It's just the machining and just the work done to it is a lot cleaner than the China stuff. Like their ratcheting wrenches are usually pretty bulky when you see the Chinese ones compared to the Taiwan ones. But you guys know I love both the 120 XP and the 84 tooth, as well as a whole lot of their other tools. I've been extremely happy with them, so I would really suggest gear wrench. And you guys know, if you check out the description below, you're going to see a lot of inexpensive, good quality tools. Recently, I've been using a lot of Carlisle. Purchased some Carlisle about a year ago, and I've been really happy with it. It's through Napa or Ball Camp. Really good stuff. A majority of it's priced really well. Some of it does get expensive, but you can find some good deals as well. So that's another one that I would recommend. And then some things that I actually got from Harbor Freight that I would consider an inexpensive tool are like some of their specialty sets. Now this isn't something that I planned on using a whole lot, but find myself using whenever I'm working on me or my wife's cars. And that's the lug nut socket set. It keeps you from damaging the rims. Like mine are powder coated and I really don't want to chip that. So I use this whenever I deal with my lug nuts. This is a lot cheaper than going out and buying a $150, $300 set of lug nut sockets. Another one being this, I used it to remove my harmonic balance puller on my small block Chevy. Worked great. Now this isn't something that I'm going to be using every day, but when I do use it, it holds up and it does just fine. And once again, I save money by purchasing this over something that, would cost me an arm and a leg. But again, this doesn't apply to a lot of the professionals that are working day in and day out, because they're going to need something that lasts basically forever. But that doesn't mean some of these brands won't. This is another cheap set that I picked up off of eBay. It's actually Stark. I believe this set runs around $30 instead of the $80 to $150 that you would spend on other brands. And it's just AC and fuel line quick disconnects and stuff. I haven't used half of these. I mainly use these up here, but when I have needed them, they've worked just fine. Another thing that I got off of eBay was a Noid light set. Now they're not used a whole lot nowadays because on newer cars you can just hook up a scan tool in the professional field majority of the time and see if the injector and everything's working. Whereas this was used a while back, but I didn't pay very much for this at all. And so basically with this set, you would just plug this into where the injector would go, and you crank the engine and you watch for this little Noid light to flash to make sure that it's operating correctly. You make sure that it's pulsing correctly, not pulsing a couple times, stopping, and pulsing again. It's a really handy tool for really cheap. So if you don't want to spend a whole lot on a scan tool that can do that, this is another way to go about it. Moving along, another big one that I've used a lot. So I actually bought a battery operated Dremel, and the battery took a crap on me after a couple months, so I was pretty disappointed. But I didn't want to go out and spend $150 on a big Dremel. So I looked this up on Amazon or eBay, and this is a company called Wen, and I've had this for probably 4 years now, close to it, I would say. Maybe three years. Either way, I've used it a lot. It comes with a whole bunch of stuff. I basically ran through all of it and purchased some more discs and stuff. This guy did have a little issue with the cable coming apart. I zip tied it back together and it works just fine. But I only spent $20 on this thing and it has held up very well. I'm really proud of it. Definitely got my money's worth out of it and happy with that. So that's a Wen Dremel. You guys might have saw me do the video on this. Boxo Tools, they have a medium price. You know, it's not going to be cheap. And maybe if you're a DIYer that doesn't do a whole lot of work, it's still going to be a little expensive for you. But if you're a DIYer and do a decent amount of work, this is going to be priced fairly reasonable. And this ratchet out of everything is my absolute favorite. It's a 90 tooth ratchet and extremely smooth. I mean, that's about as soft as you get. And it's strong. And the backswing on it doesn't have a whole lot of resistance, just an all-around really good ratchet. I want to mention a couple more companies that I believe are inexpensive tools. And first up, that being OEM Tools. I've bought a good amount of kits and tools from them and have been really happy with them. So this specifically is the 7-piece oil filter socket set. And they're just shallow sockets in order to get down to those, like my Malibu on the 2.4 liter Ecotech. You can't get a normal sized 32 in there, and it's really hard to get a wrench in there as well. So these really come in handy, and they're good quality, along with a lot of OEM's other tools. So that's another one I want to point out. And another big one is going to be Tekton. You guys already know it. I love Tekton. I've done a lot of reviews on them for a very long time. And they're becoming quite popular, and that is because they're switching more and more of their tools over to the USA. They have Tekton made in the USA screwdrivers, pliers, pry bars, punches and chisels, air hoses, and even wrench sets now. So that is fantastic. I hope they keep and continue to move things to the USA. And the main reason being is because even their USA made tools are extremely well priced. I mean, they're almost unbeatable compared to any other company out there selling USA made tools. So I really hope they continue with that. This is an impact screwdriver. I bought this because I knew I would not be using it a lot, but I needed something that was going to be reliable when I did need it. So I didn't spend a whole lot of money on this, and it has come in handy quite a bit. I use this mainly on those screws that they use to hold rotors on, like the back of my wife's 2009 Kia Spectra. The rotors are held on with a screw. Sometimes you'll come around little star washers that are on the stud that hold the rotor on, while some are held on by a screw, and they tend to rust because they're in the wheel area. So this comes in handy for that. Didn't have to spend a whole lot of money, and it works great. The thing I have is the Tekton pliers, or a couple different pliers from them. Now, when you go on their website and you look under the specs of each tool that you're looking at, they will tell you whether it's USA made, Taiwan, or China. Everything I have is USA or Taiwan, and I absolutely love it. Everything's very well priced, and I've been happy with all of my Tekton tools. So stay tuned for more Tekton videos as well. But to close this out, this was in between cheap and inexpensive tools. Once again, I believe cheap tools are going to be those that are kind of gimmicky, or it's going to be that tool that you need to purchase because you're only going to use like maybe once a year, or you know, you really don't do any work except for a job here and there around the house. You know, real small stuff, you might buy cheap tools because, you know, if you can get that one job done without spending hardly any money at all, that might be good for you. Now, inexpensive tools are going to be good for those DIYers that do a good amount of work and don't want to spend a whole lot of money, but also want a tool that's going to last as long as they're going to be doing work. You know what I mean? I hope that makes sense. Now, a lot of professionals are going to buy a whole lot of high quality, high price tools. But even professionals can get away with a lot of these brands right here, and these are going to do just fine, especially if you make sure the company has a really good lifetime warranty, such as Tekton. They have a really good warranty process, and almost all of their stuff is lifetime warranty, so that's fantastic. But that's kind of my explanation or thoughts on cheap versus inexpensive tools. Let me know your guys' thoughts, and I really hope you guys enjoyed.